Yaira Nami, blessings to you. What follows is Esau's Eve, or ancient Hebrew name recovered by means of the ancient Hebrew revived complete chart. How did Eve become Hebrew? So, Eve is the original, and it is pronounced as Eve, Eve. Okay, the ancient Hebrew reading standard is right to left, so Eve, and this is the European spelling of it, the Eve. Okay, Eve, Eve, and then if you read it from left to right, according to the European reading standard, you get Ivri. Okay, the V, the letter V or the sound V does not exist in the English language or in the European languages. So the V was substituted with a V and then with a B. Okay, which is the latter version of Eve or Ivri or Eve as we now have it, Hebrew. And this is the ancient Hebrew revived complete chart which we are using to detail these revelations to you. Concerning Esau, we read in the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 25 from King James Version. I read, "And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, which is an animal's hair, and they called his name Esau." Esau. Okay, so in Esau, you have the three syllables. The first one is the E, the second is the Saw, and the third is the Wu. Okay, the first syllable, the E, is represented by this ancient Hebrew letter, the A, or it goes for it. I mean, it is an article, okay, an indefinite article. It goes for a person, a male or a female, or an animal or objects. So the in Esau, and the Sa, this is the Sa letter in ancient Hebrew. And please notice the Sa shape of these animals. Okay, so a Sa in Eve is a service or task animals. Okay, it is represented by the letter Sa, which means task or service in the Eve or in ancient Hebrew. So a Sa in the ancient Hebrew denotes task or service animals. For examples, a donkey in Eve is Deji Sa, a horse is a Sa, okay, and a camel is Bosa. And then the third syllable in Esau's name, the U or the Wu, is represented by this letter. It's a water symbol. It means a covering, okay, and this is a Bosa or camel fur fabric. So as we read it in Genesis, Esau came out like a hairy garment. Okay, the wool here is the garment, and the question again is, which animal is it? Okay, now notice that a camel fur fabric has the fur in it, and the every word for fur is a fu. So let's take a closer look at this word. So the word fur or fu for the ancient Hebrew, according to online sources about the word fur, it says I read, when the word fur first came into English, it was a verb that meant to line a person's garment with the soft hair of an animal. The noun developed from the verb first. The noun referred to the animal hair that was used for lining and trimming a garment. It was formed from an earlier French word meaning a sheath. And if you look at the word sheath, it means a covering, okay? And the ancient Hebrew, the heavy word for animals' natural covering is fu, and in fu, you have the fur and the wa. The fur, that's the foot of foot. It means if you plug it in our ancient Hebrew revived complete chart, the fur, the foot means rooted or erect. Okay, it stands out, it sticks out, and it is vertical. And the wa, it is a covering. So a fu in the ancient Hebrew denotes it is used for both fur or feather. It is a rooted covering in animals' skin which Yahweh coated them with, mainly for protection. So, a fur or a feather. As a matter of fact, the word fur became commonly used in the English language in the 1800s. So, fu is a is an ancient Hebrew word meaning rooted covering is rooted in the animal's skin uh, for protection. And going back to Esau again, we read the same thing. He came out all red, like an hairy garment, like an animal's hair. He looks like an animal's hair, and they call his name Saw. Okay, and again, the saw is a tax animal, a saw, and the wool it is covering. Did Abraham or Isaac or Jacob have service animals? The saw, okay, the saw, okay, service animals. We read in Genesis 24, verse 35. I read, quote, and the Lord hath blessed my master. And the one speaking here is Eleazar, who was Abraham's servant. And the Lord hath blessed my master Abraham greatly, and he is become great, and he hath given him flocks and herds and silver and gold and men servants and maid servants and camels, okay, bosa and asses, okay, teji saw, and here bosa is in relation to the bow or the haunch on the camel's back. And in Genesis 26 verse 26 verse 16, Isaac also was mentioned to have these animals in multitude, and also in Genesis 30 verse 43, Jacob also is said to possess these task animals. And the last question is, has anyone else in the Bible worn garments made of service animals' hair? And the answer is John the Baptist. Okay, in Matthew chapter 3, verse 4, we read that, and the same John had his raiment of camel's hair, and a leather girdle about his loins, and his meat was locust and wild donkey. So there is more revelation coming, so stay tuned. Thanks again, and see you in our next presentation.